Well, that sucked. I ran out of space on my hard drive. I just wanted to do a little follow up since I had such a bad day yesterday. And like I was 2 seconds from saying goodbye, and then like the camera program just shut down completely. But anyways, I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was immediately in a better mood. I did manage to eat last night. I just had the one meal. Um, I felt okay, and then it came time for me to make my phone calls where I'm canceling stuff, and I got a little shaky and nervous, and I'm like, yeah, I'm making the right decision here. If I'm getting nervous lying in bed, making phone calls, I can't be going out of the house and going to a dentist and dealing with all that. So, uh, but yeah, I just said I would follow up and make a couple-minute video, let you know that how I was doing, and I woke up instantly feeling better emotionally than I did yesterday, and then like a little bit of a dark cloud descended when it came time for me to make my calls because of the nervousness and because of I don't like not keeping on top of things. Passivity bad. So yeah, just wanted to say that like I'm gonna buy some different food. I'm gonna stop pinching every damn penny and eating food that I don't really want to eat. And I like omelets, so you know I don't cook generally speaking. So I'm gonna buy some eggs. I'm gonna buy some cheese and maybe a green pepper and some onions and maybe a little bit of ham or a little, just something to make omelets with and start eating in the mornings and spend a little money. I mean, I have enough money to move. I'm okay. I don't have to torture myself like this and spend, like I said, you take away the $20 I gave to my brother, I spent like 28 bucks this month. So this morning, I also had to buy cat food, and Walmart's got the thing where you get better deals through the mail. So uh, I bought my cat food and some paper towels and some miscellaneous crap and spent $40 there. So it's just time to ease up the reins on the finances and stop making life so hard for me. And, you know, buy some food that I actually might want to eat. Um, so those damn meals on wheels, frozen dinners, which are free. I should call them or look on their website and find out if I can customize my frozen dinners because a lot of them I just flat don't like. So I give those to my brother. I mean, a lot of them, I have trouble chewing too, and you know, um, yeah. But I got to make some changes here, and that's what I was saying about like anxiety and depression and stuff. Just it's your mind and your body telling you something. It's like telling you that you need to make changes. And I was making an appointment with my brother. Let's see if I can get a hold of him today and use SARTA and go over there. And there's no crazy war veterans or there's no stampies and there's no mean guys in wheelchairs and there's just him and his big dog. And maybe go over there and order a pizza and have a little pizza party and hang out with him and see how my nerves take it. And even if they don't take it, I got to start getting out of here. And I can get back on track. I know when I canceled my doctor's or my dentist appointment, it's like I've seen people get chewed out in that dentist office over like missing appointments and stuff, and they don't like to be fucked around with because they run this volume business. And my insurance isn't good, and I don't have that many options as far as dentists to go to. So I was very polite, and I made a point of mentioning that, like, I'm going to cancel, and they're like, "Do you want to reschedule?" And I'm like, "Well, I really can't reschedule yet because I got this heart thing, and my heart's acting up, and it'll be a couple of days before I know what's going on, you know. So I just wanted to throw that in there because sometimes they mention it to the doctor, you know. They mention it to my, they'll mention it to the dentist. I just call them doctors. You know, there's a whole dentist doctor thing we don't want to get into. But I know this because I've had my doctor actually call me and saying when I told him uh, I had to get my heart shocked or something like that. I actually called the office from the ER, and they, you know, it got back to the doctor, and then the doctor called me personally. So, you know, I don't, you know, I figure I'll just throw that in there, you know, in case that gets back to the doctor because I don't, you know, I don't have that many options medical wise. I am a poor person with limited insurance. So, yeah, it's real bright and sunny out, which a lot of people that helps out. That doesn't help me out any. We've been getting a lot of sunshine and very temperate weather for February around here. I'm still unconsciously wringing my hands, I notice, and I still got the cabin fever thing going on. And yeah, so it's going to take a little work, and you won't see me for a few days unless something else crazy happens. As far as the Jordan Peterson guy, you know, really quickly here, let me follow up on that. It's like that guy almost died. You know, he's, I don't know how old he is, but he had like an autoimmune problem, and then they gave him small doses. If you didn't watch the link, they gave him small doses of benzodiazepines, and then I believe his wife died, and they gave him heavier doses of benzodiazepines, and then he started having reactions to it, and especially, I believe the video says, through the uh, tapering process, where he had akathisia and, you know, the bad symptoms. I don't know if he went out of his head. They didn't say that, where you hallucinate, and you can hallucinate, you can have seizures, you can have akathisia, you know. It's bad news. And that's why I was very concerned over an individual that got dropped off of cold turkey, because it's terrifying. And even I was scared last night, and I'm not dropped off. You know, it's a terrifying experience, and it's selfish of me, I guess. This guy, I think he got famous because he was a college professor at the University of Toronto, and they passed these weird um, control, speech control laws in Canada. And he was like, "No, I ain't doing that. You can't control what I say." You know, it had to do with gender identification, and he was like, "No, you can't control my speech to that degree." And I think that's how he became famous. Is he was like, just like, "No, this is supposed to be like a free country, man. You can't tell me how to talk." And so he has a fairly large following, and it's selfish of me to want him to, like, you know, share that experience and be like, you know, I'm sure, like, when he finally if he's on the way to recovery, he's off of benzodiazepines completely. It was a 3-year process with him, you know, and this is what his daughter was saying, and it's selfish of me, but I want, you know, everybody to watch when he does get back on camera, because he's been off of camera, I believe, for 3 years, and when he does get back on camera, um, you know, there's going to be a lot of people saying, "Huh, what is this about this benzo thing?" And I hope he doesn't hold back, you know. Not everybody is as shameless as me about, like, the experience of it, though you ain't got nothing to be ashamed of, because it's an experience common to so many people have this reaction. And I myself uh, feel bad that yeah, complaining about my experience, which it's been bad, real bad, of course, but nothing compared to what other people go through. I mean, people die, people almost die, people go through horrible, horrible, horrible things with this, and here I am, and it affects me it's disrupted my life and affected relationships and um, my general health, and it stopped me from being me. It's like I miss the old me. Um, I could actually am like a different person now. Like you didn't see me making all these videos and before I had a withdrawal from this poisonous substance, which somebody asked me about it, and it'll be like 2 years I've been trying to withdraw off of benzos, coming up on March 18th. I went from Xanax to Valium, and then like I had all these roadblocks set in my way that I wasn't expecting, you know. And anyways, point is, I've been on here for 11 minutes. You know my nature. It's like I'm like a dog you have to keep on a leash. That if you let me off, I'll just run. I'll just run and I'll chase them foxes. I'll chase, I'll chase deer. That's a hunting reference. You know, you don't want if you're hunting, you don't want your dog to start chasing the fox because they ain't never gonna catch no fox, and you don't want them chasing the deer because they ain't never gonna catch no deer. But you ain't gonna get your dog back for a long time. So if I unleash my mouth, and we might be here for a while. So anyways, I just want to let you know that fog lifted a little bit this morning. It descended down a little bit when I had to make my phone calls, but I gotta get something in my belly, and I recognize that I need to make changes because this isn't working. I'm not making my appointments and stuff. My next appointment is actually, the guy's going to come to my house, and I think he wants to take me into the office. But my next life appointment, I guess you would call it, is with the guy that's supposed to be trying to help me move, and that's coming up on Friday. And whether I'm able to leave the house or not, I don't know. But he's going to come here, so I can at least talk to him and impress upon him my situation. I'll mention the fact that the the felon that lives upstairs was actually knocking on my door, bothering me, calling me mean, and it's the last thing I need is a Cold War where with a person that's not stable. That doesn't help. I got to worry about a lot of things. I don't need to be worrying about that too, because just because I'm not necessarily afraid of the guy physically doesn't mean that he's not a dangerous person. So, I don't need that either. So I'll maybe throw that in there on Friday. And, it's like, I'll mention the fact also that I don't, the level of dysfunction I got, it's like, I don't know if he's willing to drive people other places, he said, like, but, so I was like, would you maybe ask him, would you be willing to drive me to a prospective place to, if I set up an appointment with a potential landlord, and I'll take the first fucking place out of here that's got a first floor area that's got a little greenery around it. You don't know what kind of neighbors you're going to get until you settle in anyway, unless you're walking through beer bottles and crack pipes as you walk toward the porch, kicking them out of the way. But anyways, I stay off here for a few days, and like I said, unless something drastic happens, and concentrate on living a life that is more sensible and livable that's not going to leave me in these in this way, where I'm not being able to make appointments, and I'm feeling the stir craziness. So I'm going to concentrate on that the next few days rather than, as much as I enjoy talking to y'all, rather than do this just for a while. And we'll see how it goes. Anyways, as always, thank you for your indulgence, and I'll see you in a little while. No more than a few days. So, um, you know, wish me luck, and I wish you luck. Goodbye.